Wow. Okay. I think we're on.
Oh my gosh, I gotta get off screen because I have important work to do.
Okay. See you, Brian.
Okay.
Take care. Thanks.
Hey, enjoy that nice new lathe.
I will do. Yeah, absolutely. So, okay. So Todd Raines here, live at SWAT. Things are happening. If you could let me know in the comments that you can hear me okay, I think that would help me a lot. I see the meteor bouncing, and I see myself on camera. Let me know in the comments. Brian says, hi, Todd and Shelley. Hi, Brian. Hope you can make it down here next year. Thanks for... here you go. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. Okay, perfect. And sorry I was late. Things are a little chaotic around here. Thanks, Richard, for joining. And Philip Greenwood, oh, thanks. Sounds okay. David Perez, loud and clear. Good. Yeah, I've got a clip-on mic here. I'll get that out of the way. You can kind of see. And that is feeding into my iPad. I'm streaming live from SWAT floor with my iPad. And you can see my wife behind me, Mike O.B. from Lyle Jameson, Woodturning, and a few customers. That's what I was doing prior to getting here, running to the bathroom and helping customers. So we are, I don't even know, 2:40. So 2:40 Friday today, who knows. So I'm glad you joined me. We're going to have fun. So I'm going to swing the camera around to have you a quick look at the booth setup here at SWAT. You can see the banners behind me. We've got, obviously, that one, Woodcut, vendor showcase, Robust, and Cindy Drozda and myself. That's hard to see. We'll get a better view of that. And on this side, oh, wrong side, Todd. No, this side. Can't figure this out. iGaging, DMT, and Carter & Son. And if I swing a bit more this way, Michael Haas, Look Tool. So that's up there. There it is. So that's the back wall. Let me get out here a little bit. And I'm going to swing the camera around. Let me, settings, back camera. All right, so here is the booth from the outside. And if I back up a little bit, you can kind of see the whole booth. There's Mike O.B. going by. So we've got I don't know if I can get my finger there. The lathe there, that's the new lathe. I'll show you that in a second. Back there we got some more robust tools. Woodcut tools, mostly there. And then Lane is in the way of the view, but that's all right, Lane. Keep looking. I don't want to discourage shoppers. Then, some LEO drives, all my toolbars, modular handle system. Then down the side, I won't go there right now, we've got iGaging product, DMT product, Jimmy Clue's product, Carter & Son. So, and then a swing around, there's a robust booth. There's down the end of the Chisholm Hall, some other booths, Spirocraft, and then some other booths, and I'm catching up to Mike. Tim Yoder, and a few others down there. Some new friends from Canada I just met. The Branches to Bowls, I think. They're a Vicmark dealer. So they came down from Calgary, where I grew up. So that was nice to meet them. So I'm going to turn this around again. Let me switch sorry for the camera. Before I do that, let me show you in here. And there she is, folks. So the new, sorry about the camera shake, new American Beauty that is now mine. So that means my Powermatic is now, yes, I have. Here it is, Philip, thank you for asking. So that is the new lathe. I've got a bowl on there that I just fixed the tenon on. Oh, here's part of the chaos here. So I don't know if you can see the ceiling lights, half of them are out. We had a little bit of a power outage here. So right now there's no AC going in this room, and I have no power to the lathe. So we're going to hope maybe that we get power within this live stream, but if not, it's going to be maybe a short one. What I wanted to do is, and what I'll do is set up the Max 4, which is right there. That beast, if I can get my finger right there. We'll get that on the lathe and set up it as though we're going to bowl core. And so that's what I plan to do today. And if we got power, we'll actually core a bowl. So let me get this camera set up. And yeah, we need to do it on the front camera. Stand back, my ugly mug is going to be big and loud on there. And let me set this here. And I'm going to lower the camera a little bit. Give you a bit of a view of the, actually maybe I'll make that this angle. Sorry about the camera movement again, but this is probably the better. Hey there. Live demo, yeah. And just so folks on air know, we've got some, what's your name? Kelly? Kelly and Clint visiting the booth. So so if you had any questions, I'll be sure to relay them to the folks. We can talk about whatever you need to talk about. So a little bit of setup here on the Max 4. So if you have any questions out there, let me know. Oops, I missed that one. Find an energetic youngster to turn the hand wheel. Yeah. Thanks, John. I appreciate your humor all the time. So keep plugging away. It's great. I meant to hit this one, Charlie. You are lucky. I am lucky in that I've got this lathe. So let me take this tool rest out for a second, and we will remove the tool. So I turned it around. I had these prepped about 4 weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago. Club members from the Golden Triangle Club, Woodturning Club, sourced some wood for me. I roughed them out, put a tenon on them, waxed them, and just a few minutes ago, I returned the tenon. So I had to turn a tenon, a recess on this side, gripped it on here so that I could return this tenon and kind of just steady out the bowl. It was running a little off a little bit after sitting in shavings for 4 weeks. So that's why it looks the way it does, and that's why I had this chuck on there. This is an Axminster chuck, and I got to figure out how to do this again with this lathe. There we go. Take this off. I have no power, so spin that off. We're going to mount this now. I've got a big one-way, an old one-way with 4-inch. These are serrated jaws, so these are profiled and serrated. You know, the discussion point, you can't really see my face right now, but discussion on whether to use dovetails or serrated jaws for bowl coring. This is what I had already mounted on my chuck, and that's what I'm going to use today, dovetails. But the point is, it's whatever size of bowl blank you want to have a tenon about half that size, 40 to 60% the size of the bowl blank. You want to make your tenon for coring. So this is a 4-inch tenon on about an 8-inch blank. So I couldn't get anything bigger than that, but that's what we're going to deal with today. So we'll stick that on the lathe, and let's see. Helen Kinchlow, Gordon, Helen and Gordon. So glad you got here. It's too bad. Are you not here in person? Unfortunately, I'd like to see you again, but if you couldn't make it, I'm saying hi. Good to have you here. Looks like we have to raise the lathe 6 to 8 inches. Yes, we do. It is a little low for me right now here, but the nice thing is Brent brought it here. Brent from Robust brought it here for me, and he's actually going to trailer it back up to my house in Allen. So, and then once we get it up there, I'll get it raised up to my height. So, good call, Philip. All right, so mounting in the chuck. Oh, I think I hope that's enough. My jaws are completely closed. We're gonna see if that holds. That may kick out on the bowl coring. And that is not in there, right? Didn't quite get that centered. Could see a gap. So in the back here, which you can't see, and you're not going to be able to see in this light, my blank wasn't all the way on there. Yeah, we're streaming out to YouTube and Facebook and stuff. We've got Clint here joining us in the booth.
He was asking me about why is this here.
Where's your pedal lathe?
Yeah, exactly. Let's see that. I'll show you, and I'll show you on camera, Clint, if you don't mind. Can you hand me one of those, the straight one? Yeah, the straight one right there. Yeah. So, Clint here is asking about the Irons tool gate and how it's used. So I picked up a Proform tool, a straight shafted tool. It's meant for sort of end grain hollowing, but the idea is this is a new tool post, banjo here, kind of in a hollow form. So you can reach in, swivel it, and nibble away and hollow your hollow form. This can actually turn in if you got a big enough opening in your hollow form, and you can get a farther reach inside it. So if your hollow form is out here, there's my wife crawling under the camera. So that's really what it's for. It's Phil Irons uses these tools quite a bit to hollow out his urns and his hollow forms he does, and it's mostly wet hollowing. So and it's mostly end grain that he does. So this is a perfect tool for hogging out wood. It just goes really quickly, and I'll probably demonstrate this tomorrow at the first break. I'll take either this log or something else on the lathe, and I'll show this tool being used, and I'll pull this out and use it. So if you want to come back, Clint, and see that, yeah, so the first break tomorrow, which is going to be 9:30 to 10:30. So we've got a schedule here, and if anybody out there wants to see that live streamed, let me know, and we'll maybe turn this on again, and we'll show Clint and everybody else that's here, and hopefully you guys, a little bit of the Proform, and more importantly, the tool gate. So
end grain's always a challenge.
It is, but with the right tools, it's really quite easy. I did this morning.
I have one of Tim's hollowing rigs. It's real good.
Yeah,
Going
yeah.
in straight.
Yeah.
Since it's so long, it's hard to use for.
So this little, it's fairly shallow, but this is end grain. It's the center pith of the mesquite. I did that with the hook tool this morning, and so that's straight off the tool. There's no sanding involved there whatsoever. Yeah. So when you're pulling end grain out from the interior out to the outside, you're cutting with the grain, and so you can get a really nice cut. We're live on here. Sally, you have a question? Sally Alt has joined us. The camera's on this side.
Oh, I don't want to be on that.
That's all right.
I just wanted to look at you.
Yeah, we've got that loaded up here, and I was just showing Clint. I just turned this morning with the hook tool. That's straight off the tool.
I like hook tools. I know about them.
There is the one I've been using for about 4 years. So it's worn down quite a bit. It is cast. Yeah, this is the Hoslick one. Yeah. And this is cast D2 steel that's hardened.
I had a little trouble sharpening.
Sharpening is, I do most of it with the little 1/4-inch diamond hone, and most of that is on the inside. You'll see I've sharpened mostly here. Every once in a while I'll take it to the grinder and put a new bevel on it, but maybe once a year. Otherwise, I'm honing right up the inside of that.
I use a termite tool too, which is basically a hook tool.
Yeah,
but
same thing.
the whole thing around.
Yeah, yeah. And with unless you're cutting backwards, you cut backwards with it too. Yeah. Otherwise, you're just using one side of the tool all the time. Yeah. But works the same principle.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've seen those used before, and someone said, go buy some forged cut nails.
Yeah, you can make your own.
And I brought a box of them. I just haven't gotten around to firing up my coal forge.
Yeah. Yeah, that's we had a club member demonstrate all that to us. Hey, Jay.
How you doing?
Power here?
No, I have no
Oh,
power.
you don't have power.
No.
Are you in the center area?
Yeah.
Nobody in this. They've lost one leg of the
Yeah.
electrical system.
Yeah. So we have lost power, and
That's air.
you bet. Clint. Okay, thanks. Appreciate it. All right. So we are going. Let me look at the comments here. Gordon said next year. Okay, good to have that. Glenn Dornack is here. Glenn from Corpus Christi. Sorry I couldn't make it, but my buddy Joaquin should be there. Yeah, we saw Joaquin earlier, and always joining by. Roger Kent says, yes, I would love to see it. Okay, so if I can manage it, I'll try and live stream the Proform and Ironsgate tomorrow. Hey, Michael.
Hello.
Michael McEwen here and live and stuff. So, and then he says, I'll watch the morning if you're live. Okay, good. I'll make a note and try and do that. And no promises. Hopefully we get power here. I don't know how long it's going to last, but some of the demonstrations have actually been interrupted as well. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to set up the Max 4, and we'll see what we do to kind of align it and get it all set up. Let me move this floor mat out of the way so I can get a little bit better access. Okay, so I'm going to grab it off the stand over here. Take the handle off first. And the light. And
Sorry, I didn't realize casting whatever you were up to when I come over and talked about
oh, no worries.
trash bucket.
No worries. We're just doing a little bit of a live stream. Have people on YouTube watching. So, you know,
They know that you had your own trash bucket then.
what club are you from?
I'm from New York.
Oh, you're New York. Okay. Any New Yorkers out there? Anybody know Kurt Herzog? Everybody should know Kurt Herzog.
I don't know. I guess.
So Kurt has joined the booth. So yeah, we're just live streaming here. I'm going to show them how to set this guy up. So.
Go right there. I got to get my camera to shoot some stuff. I'll catch you.
Oh, good. Yeah. Come on by. All right. So any club members from Kurt's Club in New York, do a shout out and I'll let them know. So, all right, let me take you a little bit closer on this side. I'm going to turn the camera around. And so bear with me as I move the camera a little bit again. Settings and back camera. All right, I'm gonna tip this camera. Let me do that first. Sorry, I'm on a little dinky little stand, but we'll put it about there. That'll kind of give you a good view, and I'm gonna kind of just move it about there, in this aspect there. All right, so I'm gonna be in a position over here where I'm not gonna be able to see the comments. So let me just check those again. Lance says, I'm excited to see the bowl coring. So again, Lance, right now we have no power to the lathe. It dropped out about 40 minutes ago now anyway. And so hopefully it comes back soon, but no promises because I can't control that. Brian says, SWAT next year as well. Dave and I will be down. It's all he's talking about. I'll be down in Tennessee in January. We'll see you in January for sure, Brian. All right. Okay, so here we got the Max 4. And let me see, framing again. Okay, yeah, you can see. So down here I've got a locking collar. I've got a 1-inch tool post that's going to mount in the banjo, right? So this locking collar I set up earlier to match with this, but what it allows you to do is to put the tool in the tool post and drop it down, and then you're set. You don't have to set that up again, the height. So, but I'm going to just swivel it this way. Now I've got the platform sort of parallel with the wood. It's not close enough yet. There's a few more things to set up first. I've already got the small blade loaded in. I'll show you that in a second. But we've got this device back here, and this is a Morse taper device that's going to fit my tailstock. So that's 2 points, count them 2 points of contact with the lathe, right? So that is an advantage. So that's as simple as this thing is to set up. You watch over here, is this in frame? It's not in frame. This is, I'm backing up just a little bit so you can see this action. No, it's on right now, my friend.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm filming my setup here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Tony Atkins joined. So who was, Gordon Kinchlow is on.
Oh, is he?
Yep, he said hi and stuff, and he's coming next year. So folks, tilt away. I love it. So that is one of the nice features of the Robust. So Tony is joining the live stream. I hear it pulling up on his phone over there. I'm pulling out the quill a little bit, so I have a bit of room to set this up. So right now, if we looked down the axis of the lathe, this pivot point is off axis that way, so I got to pull it back. I want that generally in a straight line from the tailstock to the pivot point to the center of the lathe. So that's pivot point where this thing's going to pivot. So that lines up, then I can get this lined up into the tailstock. So if we just put that forward, we can lock this down, that goes that way, and start working. I got to loosen this off a little bit so we got a bit of slack. Tighten that up, and that is a second point of contact with the, am I going the right way? I always get this, anybody else have that problem when they're screwing something upside down? Righty, tighty, lefty, loosey, it gets confused. Yeah, so there we go. So that's tightened up. So now this tailstock and this lathe are kind of joined at the hip. Actually, not fully yet. There's one other piece to the puzzle. Sorry for the blocking the camera. If we look in the box here, which you can't see, but I'm going to just draw
job.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, you bet.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, so I forgot your name again. Tom. Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, sharpening is a whole different thing, right? There's all kinds of jigs, different theories, different grinds, different angles people like. So it's kind of takes a while to kind of figure out. But I would start with either a 55 or 60 degree bowl gouge like mine, and a 35 degree bevel angle on your spindle gouge. So that's kind of where everybody kind of sits.
Yeah.
Roughing gouge, like I said, it's 35 degrees. Did I bring one? No, I didn't bring my big roughing gouge. So if folks are on live, we had a total blackout, and I think I just reconnected. So, and in the meantime, we had some customers asking questions. Tom here was asking a question. So this angle here is about 35 degrees. So you could do this one on a platform, easy enough. So just set the platform up where that kind of meets the angle. I might have to adjust this a bit differently. And get it adjusted there. And then this one is just a roll. Keep it straight, perpendicular, and just roll. And then what you want is, well, that's a tool sitting there, a straight edge across there, right? So that is flat across the top.
Yes.
That's typically how a spindle gouge is sharpened. Caught on here. Yeah. So yeah, you bet. All right. So we got lots of people coming out. I don't know if we have power yet. All right. Are you looking to purchase? All right. So bear with us, folks. We're having trouble with Facebook. Okay. Good to see you back. Thanks, Philip, for letting me know. Yeah, so I just got some work here to do. I'm going to put you guys back here a little ways. Bear with me 1 second, and we'll change. Yeah, we'll leave it there. You can just hang out for a little minute as I get some stuff done. Derek, sorry for the wait. Thanks for your patience. You've got the light. All right. So a little microlight and $37.89 because we got taxes. Of course, confirm and pay. Oh, do we got Wi-Fi? Oh, it doesn't tap. That would work. Thanks. I need all the help I can get. Hang on. This is the fun part. No, that's it. You're good to go. Thank you. Tom, everything okay? Gents, you have any questions?
What do you guys get for these?
$250. I think those are. Let me.
This is instant quarter.
Yeah, that's inch and a quarter. We do have an 1 1/8 adapter if you need be. Bowl saver, or sorry, Pro Mount. Where'd it go? Oh, there they are. It says 270, but I think they're 250. You interested?
Well, kind of.
What?
Actually, I'd like to see something like this with some type of index mechanism as well.
Oh, yeah.
Where if you were putting it on doing carving and you wanted to come around
Yeah,
and
well,
index the mount, you can do that.
yeah. Most of the indexing you mark on the lathe, but yeah, I don't know how they'd do that on this system. That's an interesting concept, though, because if you don't have a lathe, you could index often without it. Yeah.
We're
I don't
always
know.
wanting something else, something different.
Yeah. Well, it's always good. It's good to get this feedback, then you know what future products may come out with.
Yeah, if that was just built a little bigger,
Yeah.
then have an index.
They have a carver's plate. Did I bring one? I think I did. Carver's plate coming up. So let me show you this. So this is an accessory. I don't really carry a lot of or sell a lot of. But if you pull that spigot out, pull that one out. This one replaces it. This is meant for carvers,
Sure.
right? Where you're not even working on the lathe at all. You just
Sure.
screw a piece of wood down.
Yep.
So this, I don't know, maybe you could
You're pretty close.
put
to
something
having
there
an
and
index there,
put a little
absolutely.
index there.
Yeah.
Might be something to think about. Yeah, I mean that. You know, if you put a bunch of little holes drilled around there and a little
This is 1
little-
inch here.
that, I don't know what that
Stem,
is.
Nah, don't
No.
look like 1 inch.
No, it's whatever.
7/8 maybe.
It's not a taper at all. So just
If you could put that in your tool rest. Yeah. But you really want to
yeah,
Right, I would want to
interesting idea. So we can. Oops, wrong way. Righty tighty, lefty
Well, I'll
loosey.
give you something to work on this next year. Next year you'll have
I
it.
appreciate that. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
You bet. Absolutely. Oops. Sam, you doing okay?
I'm doing great.
Rick? Excellent, excellent.
Well,
Good,
they're
good.
doing better than I was.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the AC's coming back on it. Do we have power? I don't know if we have power of the lathe yet. So let me. Oh, we do. Woo! All right. I was live streaming, and so we're going to pick it up because, folks, we have power to the lathe. So this might be fun. So let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So this is
Yeah.
3
This.
to 18 inches.
Yeah.
Is the 18 inches is the bowl that is cut out?
Yeah.
I think it's
Yes.
20-some inch
Yep.
bowl.
Exactly. Correct. Yeah. So we're this is the system right here that we're going to work on. We're actually going to core this right now. If you're more than willing to stand around and watch, because I don't know how many people online watching as well.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
So.
good.
So there we go. I might actually put this over here and stand on that side. So we can kind of describe what we're doing. I have,
Can you ring up Sharon real quick? She's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And
All right.
It's 20. I told her 20.
Oh, you're right in the middle of showing something.
Yeah. So we are interrupting. We'll get right to it, Tom. I just got to work up Sharon here. So, and how many tubes?
There's one 8-inch, one 4-inch.
Okay.
One of each adapter, 5 altogether. One coupler, one end tube.
All right. 1 8, 1 4. One coupler.
Yeah.
And one end cap.
Yes.
And then one of each of the adapters.
One of each size.
All right.
Total of 5.
I've got to go in and add the discount to those. So bear with me, folks. We're getting there. 9 items. Oh, I gotta get 9 items in the free. Let's see, adapter. 15 off. 20.
20, I told her.
20 off the adapters. All right. Save that. 20% off. Save that. 20% off. Save that. All right, just about there. That took off $28.
Okay.
So
She's right
yeah,
here.
sounds good. Sounds about right. Yeah, because 5 times 20. That'd be one adapter free basically. Let me just $232.74. All right. There goes Shelly. And no, we got it right here.
Okay, it turned out that you got $28 off. So basically, you got a free adapter. So it's two. Where's the total here? Here it is. I'm sorry, $232.74, and that's the 4-inch tube, 8-inch tube.
Just hit the blue button,
Okay.
and then you can tap. If you got a chip, just hold it on top there.
It's a debit.
There you go.
And I made sure. Oh, she needs her.
Wrench?
No.
Oh yeah, I got to write that down. All right. Oh, there's my this. All right, we're just about ready, folks. Just kind of sharing.
Cool. Did I
Yours.
get right away?
There we go.
gmail.com.
I left out the ad.
All right, just about there.
Is it the word ad?
Play. No.
Or the symbol?
Yeah.
Don't worry.
All right.
There we go, that looks right.
Richard, thank you
If there's an
for staying with us. We're just getting a drink of water and finishing off a sale. And
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is
Oh,
my-
I
hang on.
can't wait to try it.
Oh, thanks, Sharon.
Hey, Randy.
Then I can switch out.
Good, thanks. We're go ahead.
I was just going to ask you about my honey thread chasers.
Yeah.
How are they priced?
105.
105.
105 for either the 16. I've got one 12-inch
Yeah, I saw it.
thread.
But I think I want a 16.
16.
Anyway.
105.
Okay, appreciate
Yep.
that.
You bet. Plus tax, whatever the 8 1/4 adds up to. I forget. Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect. Anytime. We got a new batch from Carter and Son here, so we got about 6 or 7 of them here. Perfect. All right, back to the. By the way, folks, Sam, if you don't mind, Sam Slovak is the guy that helped provide the wood. So, thank you, Sam. So we're just. I was getting the one thing I needed over here when I got pulled off getting the set up or getting a sale done. So we've got a threaded rod here. That's going to go through here and probably has to go quite a ways back on this one. There we go. And that's now threaded into this Morse taper device here. So now the tailstock is totally adjoined to this guy. So we can move both at once up to the wood. We'll get that out of the way. And yeah, we'll core about there. That's going to look good. We're going to see if we got the right radius here in a second. Before I do that, I want to tighten everything down. Sorry if I'm getting in the way for folks. So we got live audience, and we got a live audience online too watching. So you hear me kind of talking to other people, I'm talking to the camera. So we've got the smallest blade in here right now. This is the small blade, and that's what we're going to use to core here right now. It's about what we need to core off this guy. So that's going to go in this little slot, and that's going to rest up on that rest. And I usually put it kind of even with the mounting block or the clamp block here, so it can slide back further or a little bit forward. So I'll just leave it a little forward, and then we'll tighten these down. I usually tighten this top one first, and then I'll tighten these other ones. I'll start with the front one and then the back one, kind of like a tire. You know, go around the star pattern or whatever you have. Tight there.
Setting the tip of the cutter right at dead center.
Yeah, so I did that in preparation.
Yeah.
I set the cutter actually about 1 millimeter above the center point, and that seems to help. When you get down to the bottom, you're going to get a little bit of flex in the blade. So the one thing I did, and I don't hold any promises on this bowl blank working. I had to resize. That's why I've got a recess in here. I had to resize this tenon because it moved a little bit. And if you can see, my chuck is completely closed. So I have no gap between my things. So it feels solid to me, but no, it's not solid. It's coming out. So I don't think that's going to hold. So I'm gonna have to change the bowl blank, and we'll core a different one. So, but when we get set up, the other thing I want to look at is using this guy or the wooden templates to kind of see where I'm coring. So the small blade, I have a laser light that goes in there. I think I've lost it though. Not there, not there. And just looking for the laser light. Nowhere close by, so one other drawer to check. No. So we don't have the laser light today, but we've got what comes with is a paper template. So a laser light would help, but since we don't have the laser here, we're going to use this. This goes right on the pivot point, and this point will tell us how deep we're coring. So to me, that's probably a little too deep. So we'd move the whole assembly back, and that looks pretty good about there. That leaves about an inch down the bottom. So that's where we'll core. So that means that this blade, when it comes through, will cut through right there. Everybody got that? All right. Say again? Say again?
You don't have anything over so it's between centered.
No, not for this. No, this is all chuck held. Yeah. So, but what I'm going to have to do is move this back and pull this one out and get another blank, which I have.
So you can't make it bigger.
No, I can't make it bigger.
Yeah, this is the,
Oh, I'm sorry.
save a lot of wood.
Just cleaning out the spigot. So
Use that knife to do this.
yeah, I sure did. Yeah. And so we've got a blank that I shaped this way about 4 weeks ago, and then I painted it with anchor seal. I tried not to get anchor seal on the tenon, so, but we'll see if it. I know I put it down right here. There it is. That's running true. That's pretty good. The other thing I want to do is I want to put this lathe into low speed. So we'll do that here. Again, being a new lathe, I'm learning how to do this on the fly. That goes like that. That goes like that. This goes, not that one. This one. Oh, wrong way? Nope, that's the right way. There we go. And Tom, if you want to help me, just kind of hold that up there. And I'll move my belt over. A little bit higher. There we go. Sorry, making you work. All right, let it down. All right, let me just spin that a little bit. There we go, that tracked in. That tracked in. All right, that's low speed. Let's see, do we got power? Oh, we do, good. That's reverse. That's forward, that's stop. Oh, thanks. Thank you, yeah. That's closed, that's closed. Okay, so we're gonna move this up, and notice I've got the pivot point here, right in line with the center point and the tailstock. That's the optimal place to be. If you wanted a sort of a conical shaped bowl, if your bowl is blank, you'd move this whole thing. I'll loosen this off, and I can shift this whole thing off that way. So now I'll be able to core more of a conical shaped bowl. If I pull it back this way, then I'm in fear of not being able to complete the cut. As this goes all the way to here, this blade is not going to quite make it to center. But you might be able to break it out. That'll give you a shallower cut bowl. And then, of course, moving the pivot point closer or further away gets you a deeper or a shallower bowl. So we're going to go about this.
Be careful doing that with these big blank.
Yeah.
Changes the arc.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It changes the arc so that you kind of get a shallower bowl. It's still the same radial cut. It's just whether you're cutting a full hemisphere or part of one. So we'll go about there. I don't want to be too. I'm probably going to get one core out of this bowl. I could try and get 3, but we'll stop there at 2. Let's check this again. We could probably go in a little bit on this blank. Let me just check that. That looks pretty good, so that'll end right about there. So let's try that.
Is that gauge the width of the cut?
It's got a little arrow on it indicating that it should end at that point, this edge, right? So from the center of that pivot point to that arrow is where the arc should go. And we can kind of see that if I look down. So I got the wrong one. No, that's the medium. That's a small one. Just doesn't quite look like it's there. It's a lot shallower than this is showing. And I think what I've done is maybe this comes out a bit further. No, that's not going to change it. Yeah, I guess maybe it's right at the blade tip. Yeah, that's pretty darn close to this edge of the corner, not to the blade, but the corner. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know how accurate those are, to be honest. I've always used the thing, and I got to tighten this back up, and I got to remember which way I'm going. All right. And I need the handle. Comes with this big, long handle. To be honest, you don't need a handle this long. This leverage, you probably only need an 8-inch handle, but this is what comes with it, and that is same as this. So it's 5/32 or 4 millimeter standard, screw for chuck jaws and all that stuff. And then I'm going to put this on because I am standing way back here. You guys are, no, that's why I got this thing. I can do this now. Look at that, folks. I have not been able to do that. And how's that framed up, Shel? Look good?
Yep, that's pretty good.
Any comments there I should read?
Don't worry about it.
All right, don't worry about it. Folks, post your comments or questions, and we'll get to them as we get through this. Yes, dry wood's or wet wood's much easier. So this ash bowl I did dry. I did this 4 days ago. This was a bit of a bear. So
Take your time.
yeah, take your time for sure. So yeah. So each blank comes out. It's going to have its drying time based on the width of the wall and stuff. So there we go. So core between 400 and 600 RPM. As we get to the center, the speed of the surface is going slower, so we'll speed up as we get closer into the center. So I don't have a readout on this. This says low speed. I'm about 340. Oh, I should quickly hone. So I've got a little hone here, a little diamond hone, and I'm just going to try and get on that face and just clean it up. Sam, you want to hold that steady for me? Thank you. Help from the audience always works. So I'm just honing that a little bit, and I'm also going to do something that doesn't come standard with the tips. These tips are stellite, which is a really hard sort of tool steel. I'm going to put a negative rake on it, so I'm going to hone the top here. And what that's going to help me with is that bottom section. I'm cutting face grain here, but when I get to that corner, I'm starting to turn end grain. And so that's where it really starts to jam up and on you. So having that negative rake, a little bit of a negative rake on there is really going to help. It's actually going to be better over here, Shelley, because I'm going to stand about.
All you can see was your back.
Okay, I know, because I was not in the right position yet.
Okay,
so.
sorry.
All right, sorry, folks. This is going to be, this is going to be the best shot, and I'm going to raise that. I will leave it there. That's good. All right. Start. There we go. All right, we got this wear pad here supporting the blade, and we're at 340, so we'll start there. I'm just going to hold my hand on here to see how it feels. It's a noisy operation, so turn your hearing aids down. I kind of backed off the pressure because it was kind of bouncing a little bit on me. So. It's coming off as little chips, so that's face grain turning. It's going to come off in chips. You'll see when we get around the corner, it's going to be dust.
I wonder, would it cut a little smoother if it had a point on it, like the one way, or is it?
I don't know. I haven't used one of those, so I don't know. This is pecan, by the way, right? Pecan, yeah. Wet. When was it cut? At end of July.
2-3 days before we brought it over to you.
Yeah. So it's fresh tree about 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. Just going to take a quick look and maybe move myself over here a little bit. Close that up. All right. All right, we're good. All right, so it's just it's really very little pressure up here. Not very much at all. So it tends to bounce a little bit, but I think I've got the wet wood is starting to move already and kind of bouncing and binding a little bit. And clearing shavings, as long as shavings are coming out of the hole or the slot, then we're good to go. Don't really crank it in there. Just kind of let it do its job, take its time. We're getting to that point where we're starting to get a little dusty. And I can kind of feel it kind of wanting to catch a little bit. It's getting that end grain that's coming through because the grain's going that way. We're now cutting all the end grain that's coming up. So
Can you widen the cut?
you can. That's a good strategy. I'm going to change positions here a little bit.
Manufacturer recommend the banjo be 90 degrees?
Well, no, it doesn't have to be. But you want your support here as close as you can. So I could have swiveled that in and swiveled that out, but we'll be.
The Kelton system, you have to have it about 45 degrees.
Right.
Well, and what's happening here with the torque is the same. The torque on the banjo.
Yeah, we're
way.
just a little bit off the tool post support, right? So we're a couple inches off. So we got pretty good support that way. We're getting to the point where in the cut, where's my stop? We are maybe 2 inches down in there, and so we're starting to get around that corner, and so we'll start to speed up a little bit and fight that bounce or that. But the strategy of opening who said open the cut a bit wider was it? Yeah, it was you. So that's one strategy when we get down to this bouncy area, it starts grabbing and binding. I'll move the cutter in that way and cut off the smaller bowl about a 1/16 of an inch. If we need to do that, we'll do that.
Would lubricating the cutter help any or something?
I don't know. Lubricating me would help, though.
Huh?
Lubricating me would help.
Well, lubricating will definitely help. I mean, that's
Yeah.
why the green bowls are easier than
Yeah, but
dry bowls.
exactly. It's wet wood right now, so the shavings are pretty steamy as they come out. Moisture. You got a lot of moisture there still. So it's kind of self-lubricating.
Yeah. What was it? Bill, what'd you say? Crisco?
Crisco? turning the speed up a little bit. My hand here is really feeling all the bumps, and what I can't see, I can feel. There, that's that end grain right there. When it binds like that, I back off and go back in and just barely touch it. This is where that negative rake on the top will help a little bit. As we get deeper and closer to the middle, we'll hear the change of the sound. And we can kind of pick up that we're getting close. Stop there and take a look. No flex whatsoever. We can't really flex that, so we still got probably an inch on there. And then we'll clean that up and we'll finish it off. There we go. You got safety toes on those shoes? It's pretty safe because it's going to go that way if it's going to go anywhere. It's not going to come back this way. It won't fit. So it'll fall out that side. I hear that pitch change. The slight sound is changing. It's cutting quite nicely right now. Yeah. It's flexing a little bit, but we need a little bit more. Get that cleared out. Oops, wrong thing. I turned the speed dial. Let's see how we're doing on speed. Don't have much left. Yeah, this is where this gentleman, Paul, had a good point about having this close to the rest. I'm not able to quite get all the way through the bowl. So if I have a hammer, and that's probably the safest way to do that, or pry bar or something. Clean all the dust off there and try and get as close as we can. There we go. There we go.
Hey, it's a boy.
It's a boy. There you go. Somebody want to take a look at that? So, and there's the, so let's see how we did on thickness overall. So Yeah, we're quite a bit thicker on the bottom than I probably would have liked. And so that's maybe where that laser light might be better, or a self-made or homemade.
So how
jig.
would you mount this piece in here if you wanted
This
to mount
piece?
it?
Yeah, so I actually turned a tenon on the end
Oh,
of it.
okay. So you
Just
did
I can now.
reverse.
I did that when I roughed out the blank. Otherwise, you could just pin it up between centers and you rough it out and get a tenon on there and stuff. So, but I'll put a tenon on there and pull it here, put a tenon there.
You might try one sometime with the banjo at 45 degrees.
To get a little bit more support?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point. Absolutely. So yeah, that's the Max 4.
It's got quite a bit more support than the one way because you got the tailstock involved.
Yeah, exactly.
Platform.
The whole thing kind of moves as
And I
one
was
unit.
thinking about, I've tried thinking, no, this is the way it's vibrating loose. If it had a rectangular plate rather than that round disc,
If I
probably clamp
do
it
is
Never
maybe that way.
I've never got one to cord with a McNaughton until what's his name?
Oh, I need
Mahoney
pieces.
told me you got to have the banjo at 45 degrees.
Oh, okay.
In order to stiffen the resistance to the torque that's
Yeah.
on the tip of the tool.
Yeah, so twisting this so you get that
Well, no, it was the other way.
the other way.
But, it may not make a difference for this tool because you've got so much more support in the back end there with the tailstock.
Trying to move this.
Yeah, loosen everything.
Yeah, just trying to get that loosened enough. The handle's a bit big for under there, but
It certainly gives you the sense that it's safer
yeah,
with it
yeah. So having that way over like that,
mounted in. So you have more support.
you got more. Yeah, you got more metal over top of the bedway. Yeah, that's a good point.
The tool, the force on it falls down, so you got force going like this.
Let's see.
Tool
So John had a good point. Wet wood much easier to core. Also, wet blank is cored to get pieces. Yeah, so that's great. And the thing I like about coring is that, all of this isn't on the floor for me to collect, right? So I'm only sweeping up a small amount. Even if I don't use this, it's easier for me to throw this away than a pile of shavings on the floor.
Well, pecan is not the easiest wood to turn.
Right. Yeah.
And that did a very nice job
Yeah. It did.
pouring that out.
It did. I was quite happy. It was a lot easier doing this hard pecan wet than doing this ash bowl ash dry. This was a bear. This was a bear. But as soon as I put my Powermatic into low gear, low speed, it was a lot easier. So the low gear really does help. Not something I ever do much with my lathe, and unless I'm coring. 3 knives, yeah. This is the smallest one. They got a medium-sized one. $8.99, $900 plus tax today. So, but with that, our special is $10 gift card for every $100 spent. So you get $90 in gift cards. Come back to the store, buy tools or whatever you want.
Way cheaper than one way.
Yeah.
Does that price include the laser?
No, the laser is another 120. Yeah, and if we take a look at the laser, I wish I could find the actual laser light. It's lost somewhere in my tools. It fits in there, and this small hole here is for the small blade, medium, and large blade. And so it has a little bit of wobble in it, but if you hold it one way, and keep it steady with your hand, that's fine. But this is also easy enough to make out of wood. This is also easy enough to make out of wood. If you have a hollowing system that already has a laser light, whether it's Tim's or Lyle's, easy enough to adapt and make your own. Honestly, I like the laser light. If you have the money, buy it. If you don't and can make your own, you probably, save you $120.
This has to be absolutely parallel to the bedway, right?
Well, this is going to give you the path. The laser is going to shine down here, and it's going to follow the tip. And then when it shines here, it's going to tell you that that's where the bottom is going to be. Yeah.
You get a pretty good idea after doing it. And looking at how you set the arc up, you can guess pretty much put a mark on the blade almost where it's going to bottom out. That's pretty slick.
Okay, Lance had a question. Isn't the bottom thickness a function of the blade radius? Well, it is. While every shape,
Not entirely.
not entirely, but the shape of the bowl that you're going to get out is absolutely going to be mirrored by.
Yeah.
It's funny because Lance's last name is Mirror. So Lance, yeah, the radius is going to be there. But a function of the bottom of the bowl is how far I had that pivot point away from the face of the bowl. I had it away about an inch, and so that left me what I thought would be the right bottom thickness. But this little paper guide is, a thumbnail sort of view of it. It's not exact. And let's see, is it really? I already moved the thing. We are probably about there. So
I
a little.
learned about the horsepower. My American Beauty is I've got the 2 horsepower rather than 3 horsepower.
Yeah.
You think that's low speed of it?
Yeah, it'd be fine. My Powermatic's 2 horsepower, so it worked well on the drive.
Put the belt on the low speed.
Yeah.
You get plenty of torque.
You'll get plenty of torque. Yeah, I'm pleased, chuffed as they would say over UK,
That's nice.
that this worked out well. So this has got all of my wax or my what do you call that? Anchor seal wax now on my bedways. So that's a bit of a pain. She brought paper towels. So, okay, I think Lance, John, everybody. Let's see. Blade needs to be part of a circle, otherwise it won't track. They have to do different. Yeah, that's true. Use that coring system right. Push tight against the bowl. You can get your funnel without having to turn it. Yes, you can. Good point, John. So I think I'm talking to folks online here, and I'm just finishing up. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's my first time doing the bowl coring on this lathe. First time doing it live in person. First time using pecan. So I think it went well. I want to say thanks to the folks here in person as well as you out there. So, but that's kind of going to be it for me today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to say goodbye. Tune in tomorrow morning. I might do a spontaneous one with the Proform. So hopefully that works out if I remember and I can set this up. But you just have to watch for the announcement as it pops up. Thanks all. I appreciate it. Bye for now.